Okay, have you ever stopped to wonder what prevents your organs from just sloshing around? I mean, it's not just your skin and bones, right? Today, we're going to explore the body's ultimate unsung hero, the invisible architecture that literally holds us all together, connective tissue.
No, really, think about it for a second. What's all that stuff filling the gaps between your organs, cushioning you from every impact and giving your body its fundamental shape? There's so much more going on than what we can see on the surface.
Well, the answer is connective tissue. It's this biological fabric, this living matrix that's absolutely everywhere inside you, from your toughest tendons to the most delicate membranes. And in this explainer, we are pulling back the curtain on this incredible, incredible system.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to look at the big picture of this living matrix. Then, we'll meet the specialized cells on the crew, zoom in on the most important builders and cleaners, check out the incredible fibers they create, and finally, wrap it all up by seeing how it all comes together as our body's ultimate support system.
All right, first up, the living matrix. You know, it's so easy to think of connective tissue as just some kind of inert packing material, but that could not be further from the truth. This is a dynamic, active environment.
Yeah, this isn't just simple glue. It's your body's entire structural framework. It's a transportation highway for nutrients and waste. It's a cushion for your organs, a place to store energy, and get this, it's even a first line of defense against microbes. It is a true multitasker.
So who's responsible for all this amazing work? Well, let's meet the cellular crew. Because this isn't just one type of cell we're talking about. It's a whole team of specialists, and each one has a very specific job to do.
The main cast of characters includes cells like fibroblasts, macrophages, and mast cells, just to name a few. Think of it like a team roster. We can't meet every single one today, so we're going to put a spotlight on a couple of the real MVPs.
And that brings us to the builders and the cleaners. To really get a feel for how this tissue works, we need to zoom in on two of the most important cells on the team, the fibroblast and the macrophage. First up, let's meet the fibroblast. If connective tissue was a massive construction site, the fibroblast would be the master builder. It's the most common cell you'll find in connective tissue, and its entire job is to build the structure itself.
Now what's cool is this cell has two states. Over here on the left, you've got an active fibroblast, busy building. On the right, a more dormant fibrocyte, which is basically just in maintenance mode. This little builder can ramp its activity way up or down depending on what your body needs, like, say, when you're healing from an injury.
So its primary job? To create and maintain what's called the extracellular matrix. That's the complex web of fibers and other goodies outside the cells that provides all that structural support we've been talking about.
Okay, so we've got our builder, but every good construction site needs a cleanup and security crew, right? Well, say hello to the macrophage.
Just looking at this diagram, you can tell this cell means business. It is packed with complex machinery, and all of it is designed for one major purpose: eating things.
And its duties are absolutely critical. The macrophage is phagocytic, which is just a fancy way of saying it's an expert at gobbling up debris, dead cells, and invading microbes. It's the sanitation and security force, rushing to sites of inflammation and even showing pieces of invaders to the rest of your immune system to call for backup.
And what's really fascinating is that these cleaner cells are part of a massive, distributed network called the mononuclear phagocyte system. They go by different names in different places. They're Kupffer cells in the liver, microglial cells in the brain, but they all share that same essential protective cleanup mission.
All right, so we've met the workers. Now what about the world they actually build? Let's take a look at the fibers that bind, the stuff that makes up that extracellular matrix.
30%. Just think about that number. What on earth could possibly make up 30% of your body's total dry weight?
The answer is collagen. This one protein, produced by our buddies the fibroblasts, is the single most abundant protein in your entire body. It is the main ingredient in the fibers that hold you together.
And the reason we have so much of it is because it is unbelievably strong. Collagen fibers give us immense tensile strength, resisting pulling, tearing, and shearing forces. This is what gives our skin its firmness and our tendons their toughness. And actually, the slow breakdown of this very collagen is a big part of why skin wrinkles as we get older.
So let's bring it all home in our final section, the support system. We've seen the cells, we've seen the fibers, so now let's talk about why all of this matters so much.
It really all boils down to this simple, elegant process. You've got your worker cells, like the fibroblasts,
They build a super durable scaffolding out of protein fibers like collagen. And that matrix that they build provides the structure, the defense, and the support for your entire body.
So, the next time you stretch, or even just sit down in your chair, take a second to appreciate this amazing material. It is the silent, ever-present network that's constantly working to support, connect, and protect you from the inside out.
It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible systems are hard at work inside you, right now, just keeping you going? Pretty amazing stuff. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.